Dust settling on yesterday. What's that kind of like for a group once, yesterday is over and now you got this last bit of runway?
Well, it's obviously a big day around the whole NHL. Yeah. And, I think with Tyler getting traded, it wasn't a surprise as we had not played him the game before. So adding a couple goalies is obviously, that was a bit of a surprise for our group and solidifies our goaltending going forward and gives our young guys a chance to go up and down and play accordingly.
Speaking of those goaltenders, I know Fitzy said yesterday the hope was that Kakinen would be able to be here. Do you have an update on that situation?
No, it'll be Dawes and Schmid again tonight, and Dawes will play again.
Any idea when they might be here, Kakinen and
Yeah,
Allen?
with travel and immigration, they're working through that, so I'm hoping to see one or two of them on the ice as soon as possible with us.
You mentioned the surprise to your room, so what is the message after, yesterday's turnout?
The message was nothing that hasn't been already. We're taking every game and trying to win every game that we can. Also trying to install some subtly different thoughts and ideas that, there is a difference always when you change your coach and how he approaches things. And I thought we had a good game last game and building off of that.
And obviously Colin's gone. Should we anticipate Nemeth still, or Fitzgerald mentioned possibly Disamo?
You'll see Nemeth tonight, yeah.
What do you have to look out for when it comes to Carolina? This is your third meeting this season. What have you learned in those two previous?
They're a very good team. Everyone knows that. They're a big challenge. They play fast. They play hard. You know what you're going to get when you play Carolina, and you've got to be ready to match their work ethic, or you're not going to win.
One of the things Fitzy said yesterday was that he didn't trade for any players with expiring contracts to help the playoff push because the odds of making the playoff were like 14 to 17%. Were you surprised that they're that low?
You're surprising me by telling me right now. So that's how much I look at the media or read the media. So I'm not worried about percentages. I'm not worried about anything other than today, to be honest. And the odds are what they are, and I'm worried about getting our team ready to play today.
Trav, you had Nemeth and Luke Hughes together. Yep. Might we anticipate that again? And what did you like about that pairing, and why did you do it?
We did it. We liked the other two pairings, actually, is a big reason why we did it. And I figured that those two guys, if Gilly's really sharp at managing ice time at home, and two young defensemen that are going to be really good players in the league. We've played them together before at different times, and but Gilly's good at managing that and switching pairings up during the game if need be as well.
Luke stayed on the power play, but his ice time was down. Not suggesting at all that it was a punishment, but how does it benefit a guy who's first year, played 25 minutes on a regular basis, down to I think at 15 plus?
That's not a big deal. It's a one-off. I'm not worried about guys playing 15, 22, 23 minutes. From game to game, we're not going to play guys the exact same amount every game. That's coaching. That's trying to figure out who's playing well, who's not. And I'm not saying Luke didn't play well. It was just the matchup the other night, and having two young D, that probably their matchup was a little different than it would have been if they were with someone else or with a veteran guy, and that can change from game to game. And like I said, it's not a coach that's going to script ice time from game to game. I'm going to coach the game, and whoever's playing well is going to play.
Do you like using Jack Hughes on wing rather than center, or is that just a game by game, team by team type thing?
Well, Jack hasn't been taking face-offs, and but a lot of times he's going to end up playing low. He's played with Halla a lot in the past, and Halla ends up playing low more than Jack does in those scenarios.
To get that win against St. Louis, how much of a relief was that for the guys?
How so?
You had mentioned the other day about the fact that they've gone through a first by losing a coach in it.
Yeah. Well, anytime you win, it's not. I wouldn't look at it as a relief. I think the expectation is that you want to win every game, and when you win, you feel good. But I wouldn't call it relief by any means. The expectation is that we want to win every game.
Thanks, Trav.
Okay. Yeah.